everyone, welcome back to another discussion involving Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau. We already did our discussion of the movie. I'm not sure which order we're going to put these out. Probably put the end credits scene out first, in all honesty, because it's going to get more clicks. But either way, we have a different video reviewing the whole movie. Today, we're going to be talking about the two end credits, which are very interesting, and I have a very strong opinion on it. There's this is obviously going to be going into spoiler territory, but the Young Avengers one, and then we're going to be talking about the Beast one. And if you want to keep this channel going, make sure you check out our sponsor, Shortbox. Use the app to get your hands on some great CGC graded comic books. Use those to add them to your collection and maybe even gain a little bit of an investment. Or if you want to keep the channel going, consider going to the Comic Story and Patreon, which is, since, primarily Comic Story is funding this channel, that would help us. Or you can subscribe right here on Twitch to ensure that we always keep the shows live as opposed to doing them off the air. Those are the three ways you can keep this show going. Now, let's talk about these scenes. Before we get into the full discussion, there is something I want to bring up. Okay? I want your guys' opinion. These two post-credit scene, one, the Young Avengers reveal.
Yes.
Which the
I don't think was that a post-credit scene, or was that just the end of the movie?
I thought it's the end of the movie.
No, it's the end of the movie, but the way it's handled, I think that was mid-credits, and then Beast was post-credits, and they bumped them all up. I
think there was no Beast credit scene.
Oh, that I agree with. I agree with.
That was... Yeah,
no. I don't think there was a Young Avengers scene. So what my theory is after all the backlash that they've been having over everything, from the scenes not linking together, there being no overarching plot, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I think they finally, and the fact that they have said definitively there will be no Young Avengers. I mean, that was stated. I don't remember if it was an interview or a rumor, but that was stated. Like, all the hype you guys want, it's not happening. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we might get A-Force.
Well, just like they said, we're not going to hype up the X-Men until way after, and we know that is partially due to the fact that they can't use new actors yet.
Yeah, until 2025.
I think both of these scenes was them trying to correct the ship, because both of these are actually hyping up something. This isn't a joke scene. This isn't whatever. And both of these scenes feel like they were filmed way later than anything else.
I remember hearing a rumor about the end scene with Kamala a long time ago. I think scene was shot. I think it was shot on the set of Hawkeye.
I could see that.
But that, by the way, number one, my theater was pretty full. Number two, both scenes killed.
Oh yeah,
that scene especially, like with the girls, crushed it.
People were hilarious.
I myself was excited because I missed seeing Kate.
Yeah. But you're a huge fan of Haley Steinfeld?
She's so great, isn't she?
No, Hudson. I know you are.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
No,
I just assumed you were talking to me because everyone must be at this point.
Everyone has to.
I was saying Hudson, so how did you feel about that scene? Did you have any
I was super happy. I was super happy to see it. I was hype. I mean, it's a really fun scene, and you got Iman Vellani doing it, and she's just like a very funny, bubbly actress, and she's like, her character is excited to be in the world, her actress is excited to be in the world, and you feel it, and then her getting to riff on the iconic Nick Fury line from over a decade and a half ago now, like being able to riff on that herself. Really, really funny. And it pays off the whole, like, the joke about, is that the new iPad? Why does it look like that? It's such a funny bit that I think I feel like it has to be improv.
I just love I found it in my couch.
I love that. They have so many of them, they just leave them behind.
They never ever address how weird the like space see-through tech is, and I was like, that's a real good way to do that. It's fun, man. I love Haley Steinfeld. I'm down for it. I didn't read New Avengers in the comics. I don't really like kid teams, to be totally real. I like it in DC Universe. I like Teen Titans. I love Teen Titans. Young Justice is my favorite show ever, so like it's no secret that I like the younger heroes.
Young Avengers then.
I've never been invested in sidekicks or lower tier characters in the Marvel universe. Like, I don't know any that like Spider-Man is the youngest character, and Miss Marvel maybe that I like watch and give a crap about, but that's because I don't read a ton of it. So I think that's like a lack of like insight on my end.
The Marvel universe doesn't treat sidekicks like DC does.
Yeah, I like the sidekick culture of DC in the sense of like, I like the outcast feel, the perpetual rise, and the eventual taking up the mantle. And if not taking up the mantle, carving out your own thing and being the cool team. Yeah. Young Avengers doesn't feel like it could be that, because this world isn't really the same kind of, it doesn't have the same texture it would take to create like a young hero, like a need for young hero team.
Well,
like
Champions was the latest iteration of it, and it was very weird because it was like, oh, it's the young heroes. Some of them are sidekicks, some of them aren't. Some of them are confused as sidekicks, because this is before Miles really started to kind of become his own.
Yeah.
This is during that weird transitional period where he was in the main universe, but no one really knew what he was doing there.
Yeah.
Like, Champions, which is what she's basically referencing, which will probably be called Young Avengers because it'll get so many more people in the seats, is basically that. It's what it is.
No, and then it's like a thing of like Spider-Man go on that team. Did we put him there? Maybe he's young enough, but also maybe not. He's also been a regular Avenger
She didn't
already.
mention him. The fact that she didn't mention him, but she did mention Ant-Man's daughter. My wife was watching. She's like, "Are they making A-Force?" And I was like, "Oh, I love that idea. Wouldn't that be fun?"
I'll tell you right now, they're making Young Avengers just to get the butts in the seats. They're not making.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
They're not making Champions. They're making Young Avengers. That's
Damn right. That sells better. And also, like, just put. Like, use the universe. You created like 30 new effing characters in the last 5 years. Put them all on screen, for God's sake.
I mean, we're going to get Riri. Riri's going to be on it.
Great.
I mean, at the end of that Armor's War show, I could see there being a scene where...
It's not going to be a show anymore. It's a movie now.
Okay, so at the end of the movie, Iman Vellani is sitting, I'm building a team.
Yeah, well, get to it because Haley's
But you know what makes that
scene
better? Is if in the dark, we also have Hawkeye behind her.
Yeah.
And like she's like, stop doing it that way. Like she adds into it.
Yeah, I love that. And then there's the post-credit scene, which is the one that like people next to me were like, oh, like, lose their effing minds.
I thought when that started, that was just going to be where Monica is. And I'm like, she's in a universe where she gets her mom. So it's kind of some finality.
Oh,
that's what I thought at first. Because
that would be sad. No.
It's funny because Rob told me, he's like, I heard rumors there's a Beast scene. And I Googled it and it didn't come up. And I'm like,
dude.
No,
I didn't know anything about this, and I'm with my friend who is the only person available to go see this movie with me at 10 o'clock at night randomly. At 9:10, I called, or 9:50, I called him, and he showed up 10 minutes later to the theater. It's great. I said, what X-Men are we gonna get in this one? Oh, maybe I was like, it's got to be someone smart and sciencey. We've gotten Professor X. Who's left on the table? And I got Beast right as a blind, joking guess. I got Beast as a joking guess that it was going to be him.
Nice.
Wasn't expecting Kelsey Grammer to be back. I didn't realize. So there's like a contractual thing that means that they can't recast.
So it's kind of come out over the last few months. Part of the reason why Disney doesn't want to move forward in the X-Men, I guess a part of the Fox merger, the original cast cannot be replaced unless they want to be until a certain point. So no matter what, they are Beast, Charles Xavier, Wolverine. Like those are the cast for the movies. So that's part of the reason why Disney didn't want to jump forward at the X-Men.
Yeah.
But it does look like that because of Secret Wars and the multiverse, we are going to get those X-Men back. Yeah. And we're going to just do something with them before we reboot the universe. Because I have noticed every time they show up, every single time that we've seen Charles Xavier, we've seen Beast, like the old actors so far. Yeah. And from what we already know about Wolverine and Deadpool, they are very clearly stating this is a different universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the...
Except for the one time we got Quicksilver and his name was Ralph Boner and it was unrelated.
Derp. And all they had to do was throw it out. Oh, he's from a different universe.
All they had to do was that, and they didn't do it.
Dude.
Yep.
Bite me.
Especially then. That was the beginning of the multiverse saga.
Also, that's Evan Peters.
Yeah,
of all the actors, of all of the actors in that circle, who do I want to like actually join the MCU and be the character? Evan Peters is a fantastic Quicksilver.
Between the two Quicksilvers, for God's sake.
Oh my God.
The issue is, I think back at the beginning of Phase 4, there was zero plans to reuse those X-Men. Yeah. And I think what's going on is we've started to lose so much, grace with the MCU.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, what would get people in the seats? What if we got back
Ben Affleck's
Cyclops, Ben Affleck's Daredevil? What if we did what they've all hyped this whole time and just brought in that as the multiverse? Because rumors have it that in Deadpool 3...
I don't think people really will care that much about it other than these like,
rumor has it Deadpool 3 is about them going around killing Kang variants, Wolverine and Deadpool, and they're going to run into Storm, Jean Grey, and Scott. Yeah. From that universe. So
all of them, all the other versions of them, are we going to get the young guy and James Marsden? Or are we going to get the young girl?
Could you imagine both of them?
Yeah. And that would be really, really funny. Actually, those two look enough alike to where you could believe that they're on the same continuum and like they age into each other.
Well, wasn't that the point of the first class? They made them try to look the same.
It should have been, but some of this casting is out of like. Okay, what's his name? The guy who plays Beast is not going to grow up in a Kelsey Grammer. He's not growing old into Kelsey
James
Grammer.
McAvoy probably isn't going to turn into Professor Xavier with the accent.
No, they shaved his head, and I was like, maybe, but no. Dude, but anyway, it's also like a 10-year gap, by the way, time-wise. It ends in the 90s.
So we got like 5 minutes till Sal has to go.
It's true.
Okay. What do you think is the point of the Beast? Where do you think this is going to go? Obviously, Monica is now in the X-Men universe.
Mm-hmm.
Or is she in the universe from Multiverse of Madness?
No, because
different one.
because
She gets
that
died.
Captain Marvel died.
And this is binary. This is
And
Captain
they
Marvel.
did call her
Binary.
binary, which I think
Right.
to me was
just Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I was like, so it's probably it's probably the actual Foxverse they're in this time.
See, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that in this case, they're treating the Foxverse or a universe like the Foxverse as though after they stopped making Fox movies, that universe expanded the way the MCU automatically started expanding.
Yes.
So it's like there's going to be binary, and I'll bet there's Shi'ar, and I bet there's I bet there's a lot of other elements. Like I bet they met the Fantastic Four already. Like there's a lot of different elements that universe kept going and eventually marveled, but it'll be like. To put it into comic book terms, it'll be like the 616 meeting the 1610 universe. It'll be like the Ultimate Universe versus so it'll be like the Marvel universe will be MCU, and then like the other universe will be the Fox universe.
Yes.
Now, and then of course there'll be Spider-Man, but like whatever. Like Toby was by himself the whole damn time. We all know that. But yeah, I think that's how they're treating it. Because like at first I'm like, oh, because they made a point of explaining that like it's Saber, and I realized like, oh, they couldn't use Sword because Sword is a Fox property, so they really developed Saber. So now Monica must be on the Saber station in the Fox universe. But then you see the background, and they're in Xavier's mansion in the basement, and I'm like, oh, so it has to be that the X-Men are kind of like the Avengers of that universe.
Yes, I agree. What do you think, Hudson?
Makes sense. I'm rocking with it, and it's like
the current rumors are stating that obviously a lot of this is based on the Variety article, which has been proven to not be as reliable as everyone thought it was going to be. But the current theory is that the new direction they want to do is post Secret Wars do a soft reboot.
Yes,
which is
Makes
what
sense.
Secret Wars did in the comics. So I understand them wanting to do that. But it could also explain why they're trying to move in the direction of like Foxverse over here and do this and do that and do Spider-Man, Venom. Like we can if we're gonna lean into the multiverse, we need to stop making it confusing and also stop referencing the multiverse in only a third of the freaking projects. Just start. Yeah, like stop. Okay, this one's gonna build to street level. This one's gonna build the Young Avengers. This one's gonna build the multiverse. No, just do them all. Do the post-credit scenes in the same movie. So when I walk out of it and I go, freaking Young Avengers, but oh my god, did you see Beast?
Yeah, but also the multiverse. Yeah,
that's what you want me doing. You want me leaving the Marvels excited about what's next in the MCU again.
And I think it did. I think both those scenes, even though one of them wasn't a post-credit scene, they got people excited. Yeah. I saw some people like complaining because it's a fully CGI Beast. He's not wearing fur, and it's like, yeah, Kelsey Grammer's not gonna wear fur.
He's not. Well, he might in the extra movie, but he ain't showing up for a 30-second cameo.
Scene. Yeah.
I was very shocked to see him back in the role. I thought if they were going to do anybody, they'd do Nicholas Hoult because I was like, Kelsey Grammer's too goddamn old.
Well, I think they're going to go.
Well, now he isn't because now he can just do the voice.
Well, what I think they're going to do now is they're going to roll into the older cast, like Patrick Stewart, Logan, all these characters, because it'll also make more sense for those characters to go away,
or they pick and choose. Like Patrick Stewart. His voice isn't as strong as it was 2 years ago. Like he got to be Professor X in the yellow chair in Multiverse of Madness.
He got a true ending in Logan, and then he got like an appearance in the MCU.
Right. So let's do James McAvoy as the professor.
Let's
just mix and match.
I can see Patrick Stewart just being like, and I also got to be Captain Jean-Luc Picard again.
Yeah, I got 3 seasons.
I think I'm good. I got to send off all of my characters.
Exactly. I got post-credit scenes for my career, the entire suite of casting. I don't need to be in this anymore. It'd be fun. And plus, like, we already did it. Like, we did that one. Let's see James McAvoy in this one,
Yeah. Well, and then we've like, because it's Ralph Bohner, doesn't really set precedent, but we've gotten one of the younger cast in so far.
Well, but that's also why I don't think this was the original plan back when WandaVision was being filmed, like in 2020.
They didn't have a plan back then, apparently.
No, they didn't know what they were doing.
But now I think they're like, okay, we got to go back in the direction of what you expect from the MCU, which is fun, jokes, lighthearted, a little bit of drama, and every post-credits and mid-credit scene needs to link to the next thing.
Please. Yeah. But I dug it. I was excited, and people in the audience were really excited too. So that was a good indication. Hope people like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be the end of this discussion over here. Don't forget to stick around here on Absolutely. Subscribe and like on the channel. You can join up over on Patreon at patreon.com/comicstorian or join the Absolutely YouTube memberships. We'll be doing a full video explaining what's happening at that very soon. But overall, guys, we'll see you next time right here.